this hat? I know there's some toys in here. Oh, a present? Let's see what's inside.
The face of the bomb that nobody sees.
That's right, it's dad music.
And today we're doing a special Christmas episode with Santa Claus and also Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the best dad in the universe. Today we're going to be doing with some gifts. Right here, we're doing gifts, Santa Claus, elves, and everything in the entire universe that you can imagine.
All right, this excited angry elf to my right and your left is the kid of the Dad Music Podcast, Quinn.
Yeah. And over here is the old guy. He's Santa Claus. He is cool. He's the best dad in the entire universe. And he's half the band Scoreboard. And he's just the best dad in the entire universe. Give him a clap.
All right, you could have been anywhere in the entire world on this Christmas weekend, but you chose to be here with the Dad Music Podcast. You could have been finishing up your holiday shopping that you've been putting off, but you chose to be here for the Dad Music Podcast.
Yeah.
You could be traveling to spend time with your family, but you chose to be here with the Dad Music Podcast.
I bet your family is disappointed in you.
But we are not. And the guest that we have today is one of my very best friends. It is Andrew from the band Kept on Hold.
Woo!
Quinn, would you like to introduce our first song?
Yeah. Our first song is going to be a really good song, and let's just turn it on. It's very cool. 3, 2, 1, go!
Somehow I fell in love with a girl I never really knew existed. So I spent the last year picking at the past to see if she did. And every now and then you come around to tie up loose ends. Somehow fraying all the other ones. When you try to make amends, but this Christmas, when you find your way back from the East Coast, I won't be waiting for you. I won't be waiting for you. And this Christmas, when you make your way back home, I hope you know the plans you made but never kept, they stuck with me, so yeah, it's gonna be different. Turns out I fell in love with you and never really knew existed. So I spent the past few months reading through all of your old messages. And every now and then you come around to tie up loose ends. Somehow fraying all the other ones. When you try to make amends, but this Christmas, when you find your way back from the East Coast, I won't be waiting for you. I won't be waiting for you. And this Christmas, when you make your way back home, I hope you know the plans you made but never kept, they stuck with me. This year is gonna be different. fine china, locked up in a cabinet of the house you used to live in. Brought out once a year to remind yourself how good things could have been. I'm like fine china, locked up in a cabinet of the house you used to live in. Brought out once a year to remind yourself how good things could have been. I'm like fine china, locked up in a cabinet of the house you used to live in. Brought out once a year to remind yourself how good things could have been. And this Christmas, when you find your way back from the East Coast, I won't be waiting for you. I won't be waiting for you. And this Christmas, when you make your way back home, I hope you know the plans you made may never kept. You're stuck with me, so yeah, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be different.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew, for showing up to the Dad Music Podcast. You could be anywhere. You could be spending Christmas time with family, but you chose to spend it with us.
Yeah, man.
How you doing, buddy?
Dude, I'm doing great. I just chilling before I got like band practice tonight, but happy to be here. First time caller, first time listener as well, but
Awesome.
Just-
Well, everybody
just
will be a
honored,
first-time
honored.
listener until tomorrow, which this is being filmed on December 14th. We're releasing episode 1 on the 15th, which also happens to be this guy's birthday.
happy birthday.
Yep, and this is not me on my Christmas sweater. This would be Jesus, and it does say birthday boy on the bottom of it. So,
Incredible.
right? It like my hair, you can't tell where it ends and Jesus begins. So, there we go. Just to recap, Mr. Andrew from Kept on Hold, we met at last year's audio feed 2022, and it was kind of just instant bromance. We didn't even have to preheat the oven. It was just microwaved and insta bros.
Just full on.
Oh yeah, definitely. And he's been one of my good buddies for the last year and a half, 2 years, and basically we text probably once a week, once every 2 weeks, something like that. Just checking in on each other, making sure that we're all right.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so we wanted to know what your song "Fine China," like what was it about, and what do you like about it?
Well, so how much time do we have on this podcast? Yeah, so tracking, it was like back in high school. I remember one of my friends was like talking at youth group, and she was saying how in most relationships we treat each other like red Solo cups. And she was saying like we'll just kind of take what we want, use what we want, and then throw it away. And then when we're done, we'll just grab another Solo cup. And she said that the way that God actually views our value is more that of like fine china. And that we're not disposable, we're not utility, like we're not, we're not just something to be used, but actually like something set apart and like invaluable. And so fast forward like 10 years or something like that from that instance. I hadn't thought about it since then, but I had a dream where I was like in my old house in high school, and I was writing the bridge to that song based on that little teaching. And it was super nuts. Like I woke up and I was like, did I just write a song in my sleep?
I
And
love when
and so
that
I like
happens.
it was crazy. It was crazy. And so to think that like became that, and so that's like the long story of it. But the short version is I got stood up for a hot chocolate date
Oh,
over the holidays, and I was just like, it's okay. You called it a date. You canceled. I'm good.
okay. I was wondering where the Christmas influence would come in. I guess you would call
Yeah,
that an influence, but theme.
yeah. It was like over Christmas. An old friend was visiting in town and saying like, we gotta get together. I was like, you say that every year.
Yeah. Do you do you have any fun stories about playing this song? I'm going off script here. Just
Yeah. Oh, dude. Um, every once in a while, I'll go over this old. I'll just go down memory lane on Instagram, but we did a full band show. It was the first full band kept on hold tour ever, and we did it in my buddy's living room, and it was like a very very small living room. And so just when you look at it, I'll see if I can find the clip and send it to you. But there's just people like crowd surfing, like going nuts, like inside of this tiny, maybe three 200 square foot living room.
I feel like I saw something in one of your videos where it was something like that. It was like a basement show, and there was just people going nuts. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's the same clip you're talking about, but I feel like I've seen at least a
yeah.
partial of at least
It's
that feeling.
it's one of those things because I always thought of my music as kind of more relaxed.
Yeah,
But then when I saw my friends just kind of start going feral like at the shows,
going feral. Nice.
it, I was like, well, I guess I'll be one of those bands now.
Yeah, I mean, when you're full band, I mean it's pretty active. You get some gravel in the voice, and by the
Yeah,
way, so your initial set that I saw at Audio Feed last year, 2022.
yeah,
Um, I always tell people it was the best set that I saw that week, and
dude.
it was just you with a little looper and an acoustic guitar, and I'm just like, I came here just because this guy was nice to me, but I stayed for the music
Oh my gosh,
because my goodness, that is the most legit emo act I've seen in a long time.
dude. Thank you.
And
I I say
finally,
this often, but that's legitimately the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
but finally, I saw you full band. Like I listened to it obviously on my way home after the festival that year, but I saw you full band this year, and goodness, like the screaming, it was good.
Did I
You
go
Dude,
to that?
thank
definitely
you.
had a lot of heart.
Did I go to that one? I
Um,
think I did.
you played on the last day, right? This past.
Uh, I believe so.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was the same day as like Rosemont and. Oh yeah, duh.
yeah,
You played right before I played the impromptu stage.
yes,
And then you
Yeah.
barely
yes,
made it
yes.
out because you were too busy signing autographs, you dang rock star.
Well, thank God we were next door to one another. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. Um, so anyway, your name is Andrew, and I've known you for like 2 years now, and I still don't know how to pronounce your last name.
Give
You
it your
just
best.
you just spelled it for me, and that's the way it
Yeah,
is. How
I
is
like
it?
it. I like a good mystery.
Well, if you look at Robin from Bub Walker and the Tombstones, like I've known him for literally 10 years. I have no idea how to say his last name, so
Okay,
I've tried.
so
Um,
you're cool with like making your peace about it.
oh yeah, But
Yeah, I mean, if you want to know, it's Filipino, and it's like Spanish pronunciation.
okay.
So it's like Alojipan.
So the J is an H sound.
Yeah, like the J-I is like he.
Okay. I was way
Alojipan.
off. Like
Yeah,
I was thinking like sunburn lotion aloe and then
yeah,
Japan.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, and if you were doing the Americanized thing, like it's great. But yeah,
Alojipan. But
some of my buddies in Wisconsin just straight up were like, "Hello, Japan." I'm like, all
nice.
right, that's what it is.
Nice. That's why you're Mr. Hold, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Mr. Kept on. I don't know.
That's that's my father's name.
Nice.
Haven't you gotten a? Didn't you move back to Detroit and get a new job?
It
Recently.
did. It did. It's crazy. So for the first half of this year, I was in North Carolina, and I was helping out with our buddy Josh Stone. Uh, our friends started some house churches out that way, and so I was leading worship. But at the end of May, I actually moved back to Michigan, and just last month, I got a new job. Like, well, I guess like my first like real, I don't know, like big boy job that like has responsibilities and hours and everything. I'm a worship pastor now at a little local church in Michigan.
Awesome. Do you let the
Yeah,
gravel go in the voice there too?
yeah.
Nice.
Well, I came to a point where I'm like, I don't have to sell nothing, you know. I don't gotta be anybody for anyone else. Like I'm gonna be myself, and how much more, like if I'm leading worship.
Right. Yeah, I was leading worship at a church a couple years ago, and I pulled out kind of the Flatfoot 56 version of "I'll Fly Away." Like
Let's
I
go.
let it go about that direction, and some of the little blue-haired ladies in the church were a
Yeah,
little rough on that, but they kind of let me go free for a while,
yeah.
and
I mean, if they're not punk, it's okay. I don't blame them.
oh yeah, but I feel like I'm not a fan of traditional hymns because I feel like a lot of them are written in kind of a drony, almost like minor key feel,
Hmm.
um, to where it sounds like sorrowful, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
I feel like we're kind of getting into some religious territory here, but I feel like it should be a party to celebrate the greatest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
right.
So
And truly, if we're on the Dad Rock podcast, like that's the epitome of Dad Rock. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I won't get too into it, but if you know, you know.
right, right. Well,
But
well, getting back to your move, your family's originally from Detroit.
Yeah, like the Metro Detroit area.
Okay,
It's just easier
now
than saying downriver. No one knows what that is.
right. So was it your parents that were Filipino, or are you like a second generation, or how does that?
Yeah. So, first gen.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
first gen holographic. I like to say.
so you're pretty proud of that. I've come to know part of you over our friendship and bromance here.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about kind of that heritage and how it plays a part in your life?
Man. So rule number one is you eat white rice with everything. That's just the way of it. Um, like it's funny, like growing up, going to friends' houses, like I didn't really understand like why people loved bread so much because I was like, why don't you have rice? And I remember one time, like so Filipinos eat with like a fork and a spoon. And see, it's this technique where you get like the perfect bite every time with your spoon. But I remember going to a buddy's house. I was like, hey, can I get a spoon as well? He's like, we don't have soup. Why are you asking for a spoon? And I got so mad. I dug into his drawer. I was like, give me that. I'm gonna teach you something today. And then so like whenever we'd hang out, he was like eating with a fork and a spoon. But
Nice.
yeah, I don't know. It's special. Like I really love like Filipino culture. Obviously, having been raised with it, but it's like it's very family oriented, very community based. Like um, there's not really like a deep sense of like independence. Like I need to like get out of here and do my own thing and be myself. It's like because we value family, it's like we have different goals.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I don't know. I love it.
So Quinn kind of knows you as the guy that had the little ball cup game. Is that like a?
Oh my gosh, no. So that's actually a Japanese thing,
Oh, is it?
but it's called kendama. And I have one. I don't want to get up and get it, but there's like a few in my room right now.
Yeah.
I think I have one,
Possibly.
like a smaller version.
Yeah, you've got like the Dollar Tree version of one. I guess I shouldn't say Dollar Tree if I'm not getting paid. We'll bleep that out. People will
The
think that we're
version of one.
people will think that we're cussing. We'll just bleep out all the brand names.
Yes.
So
But
anyway,
yeah,
oh,
it's it's like skateboarding without the risk is what I tell people. It's
I
like
don't know.
you can
You
do
were
all
you
the
were
tricks,
pretty
stalls.
you were pretty adamant about like don't hit yourself in the face with that because you'll like die.
Like,
So
yeah, it's dense. It's like it's just a wooden ball that you could just whip around at somebody if you're not careful. But
yeah. Well, I've skated for years, and my ankles would have probably thanked me for not. So if I could have found a better habit where I'm just maybe giving myself carpal tunnel or something, um,
boys,
my ankles would be a lot better.
yeah,
But
I feel that.
anyway, you are kept on hold. I believe you have a couple other permanent members in your band. Is that
Yes and no. I like to call them employees of the month.
okay?
Um, it's really been. I mean, so technically, I've been doing kept on hold since what is it, 2005?
Nice.
Like 18 years of just writing my own music, and like it originally started as an acoustic duo. Um, but then my buddy, he kind of just moved on to different stuff, and he's like, really, this has always been your thing, so like you keep on it. He's like, feel free to just do whatever. And so around like 2006, 2007, it became my own thing, and um, yeah, just like never looked back. But after like writing your own music for so long, it's like it's almost like difficult to work with other people when you already have what you want like envisioned,
Right.
like exactly what sounds you're going for, and so it almost like takes away the time and efficiency if you have to like check with like, hey, what do you guys think about this? It's like I'm just gonna do it. And so
Yeah.
thankfully I've had friends who were kind enough to always partner with me for shows and stuff.
Yeah.
That's always been
So,
like the way of it.
are there any specific themes or like a signature sound to Kept on Hold
Mm,
or principles that are in the band, things that you
yeah,
specifically want to write about?
yeah, I think like open chords is like number one. Like if the chords don't sound pretty, I like don't want it. We'll talk about my soon to be like metal band soon, but uh, I just keep making the joke like, dude, I'm gonna start a heavy band. Like I'm gonna do it.
Nice.
Um, yeah, and then like so like open chords. Um, I'm a weirdo in that I write the songs based on what the guitar feels best in. not what my voice feels best in.
Right.
And I don't know why. I just so if it's a hard song to sing, I'm like, well, I'll get there, and then
So you got kept on hold. Um, Fun question. Who has you kept on hold, and what does the phone bill look like? Like, where did
woof,
that name come from?
woof.
Uh-oh.
Well, okay, so my response to that is which one?
Nice.
But the yeah, so like kept on hold. Imagine a younger, similarly level of angst and emo version of me. So I pretty much look the same just now with glasses. But
Nice.
I was trying to find a way to explain like the feeling of like if you tell someone how you feel and then it's like the world stops and you're like, what the heck did I just do? And then until you get a response, for better or for worse, you're kept on hold.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the meaning behind the name.
Yep. So
Yeah,
you've got kept on hold. You've got your worship thing. You're also. Are you the permanent bass player for Rosemont? Is that kind of your
yeah,
gig? Or?
yeah. I believe so. I think that's the terms that we verbally signed off on. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Dan's just always been one of my best friends, and so
Oh yeah. What a great guy. Like, I've already told
hey,
you this, but we actually filmed episode 3. So you're episode 2. You're the Christmas episode
yeah,
because Fine China is all jingle bells and stuff.
incredible.
We filmed episode 3 before episode 2, and it was actually Mr. Dan from Rosemont. So he was talking, and you got brought up several times because obviously I know him through
Yeah.
you.
Hey,
So you got kept on hold. You got Rosemont. You got your worship pastor thing and your worship like traveling worship ministry that you were doing.
yeah,
You also record bands, and you also
yeah.
do you have like an actual, I guess, production company that you're working on,
Yeah,
or
yeah. So, my studio I named after my dog, and so it's just Tum Tum Studio, uh,
okay?
and Tum Tum is like the name of the youngest brother from the movie Three Ninjas, if you
Yes, it
remember
is.
the
Yes, it
'90s
is.
kids film. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Quinn, you got to check that movie out, man. It's incredible.
Dude, the amount of nostalgia that just happened here, like you have no idea.
I
he
might,
he
One
and I
one
just
day,
had a moment.
I might,
one
I might
day,
watch
I'm
it on the
coming
weekend.
over and we're gonna watch Three Ninjas, and then we're gonna play kendama together. But
All right.
yeah, like I have Tum Tum Studios, and then me and Dan have a thing called Pocket Knife Agency, which is kind of like it's like a record label. It's like a record label in the way that you can get like, help, representation, financial support. But the real heartbeat is like we want to teach artists like, hey, if you have the right tools at your disposal and you know that you have them, you can actually do a lot more work and accomplish more things than you thought you could. So
Yeah, I know with all of my stuff, I'm basically recording it at home and sending it off to get mastered somewhere else. And
yeah,
I've come to you a couple times and saying, is there something I could do better on this front, or is there a different way that I could mix these vocals and make them sound a little bit better? So you've helped Scarbird out quite a bit. So
dude, heck yeah, man, it's an honor.
um,
We're gonna usually in most of the episodes where we break up the serious talk by playing a game around the middle of
Here
the
we go.
podcast. That this time we're gonna be playing Frontman Frenzy. We had you give us a list of 5 frontmen that you believe made an impact on the scene.
and what we did to make this the Christmas episode, we put them all in gift boxes. So
Oh my god.
when the time comes, we'll have you pick a gift box, and then we have a pre-planned question for the first one, for the second one, for the third
Incredible.
one, and you'll just answer the question that we give you for whoever pops out of the box. So it could be one that's completely random and not who you picked, but you have to try to answer it for that person.
I'm nervous.
All right. So,
Okay.
Quinn, you have the questions. I'll hold all these since I got bigger hands.
And also, I have to hold the phone. Okay. Okay, I have them.
So, question number 1. Go for it.
Question number 1, in your view, why is this person an important figure in the music scene?
All right. Do you want to pick the first one here? We got purple polka dot. We got a heart-shaped box.
Pink polka dot,
Pink polka dot.
green.
Lime green, and heart box.
Let's hit the lime green one.
Lime green.
I
Okay.
I got a good feeling about this.
Let's see if I can not drop these. So he'll pull it out and read the name, and you remember the question, right?
Yes.
In your view, why is this person an important figure in the music scene? Like, what has been their biggest impact?
Okay. We are
Okay.
going to reveal it to you in 3, 2, 1.
All right, what does it say?
Jordan Punk Newfound Glory.
Okay.
Ooh.
Another
Okay.
butchered last name. This will be the
Yeah,
cast
yeah.
that has all the butchered last names.
Just another Jordan. Beep.
So, Newfound Glory, we got
Yeah,
Jordan.
man.
What has been his big contribution? Like, why'd you pick him?
Dude.
Why is he important?
Newfound Glory is like, so I found out about them in 6th grade when my cousin burned me a CD, and the CD had a skip part on it, and so I like had the CD memorized as like the broken version of what it should have been.
So for the
But,
younger
man, like-
audience, burning a CD is the same thing as like downloading a song off of one of the playlists.
Yeah,
It's almost the
Yes.
same as putting a little groove in a record. So it's putting a song onto a CD.
which
that's
is crazy. But
Okay.
yeah, Newfound Glory like changed my life. They were like the premier like pop punk band for me.
Yes.
And it's crazy. Like they mix this blend of like pop punk with hardcore, and like a lot of like stuff you'd find in breakdowns,
Yeah.
like gang vocals and
My big one was All Downhill From Here. And
yes,
then the breakdown right in the bridge. Yeah,
The-
King Boy,
yeah, it's so good.
and
Yeah, and so like
it's
bands
so
like The Story So Far, All Time Low, like they got their names from Newfound stuff,
right.
which is
Well,
like wow.
I've been a Newfound Glory fan for years. It wasn't until I was
Same.
about 18 or 20, but yeah,
Man.
his voice was a little nasally for me up until that
Yeah.
point, and then I started to appreciate what it was,
Mhm.
and I realized how nasally my voice is. So I'm like, hey, this guy, like, you can actually embrace that and make it
Yeah,
your own.
I feel understood, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's awards season. Forget the Grammys, the Alt Press, and the Grizzlies. If Andrew Alojipan, am I right? Close?
Got
Okay.
it.
It's close enough for me. Was handing out the Kept on Hold awards. Tell us
Whoa.
what award this person would take home and why.
Ooh.
Okay. You still have the heart, the smaller hearts, the pink polka dot, and the purple polka dot.
Let's hit the purple.
Purple polka dot?
Purple polka dot.
Okay.
So this person is getting an award today from the Kept on Hold awards. And we got to have the dramatic box opening. Ooh. Yes.
Spencer Camberlin.
Chamberlain.
Chamberlain.
What?
Chalk that up for another butchered name. From Under Oath.
Dang.
So what award does he take home?
I think, if we're talking the KOH awards, it's very prestigious, by the way.
Yes, they are.
I think Spencer from Under Oath would walk away with just most emotive vocals.
Most what vocals?
Like emotional.
Emotive. That's a new word. I like
You know,
it.
I've
it's
never heard
like,
that word in my entire life.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a word. I don't know.
Well, it is now a word if it wasn't before.
This is my award show, okay?
Yep.
I'm doing
Most-
my best.
Most emotive vocals. So why is he emotive? I'm just gonna keep using it.
What would emotive mean?
Like very
Yeah,
emotional, have a lot of feeling behind the lyrics.
Yeah, like it almost like draws it out of you kind of thing, you know?
Yep.
But like I have just always been obsessed with the way that he goes like in and out of screaming.
Okay.
You know, like I always thought that attitude kind of stuff was so sick. Like so let's not, you know,
Yeah.
and then I don't know. He would like always dip in and out, and I thought it was like you can feel every bit of that the way he does it.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean I can definitely agree with that. Under Oath has definitely been like that's why I freaked out when I saw that name for that question. I'm like, ooh, this is a cakewalk. We lobbed this one right over the plate for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was a bunt.
Anyway, Freeform, tell us a story about this person. Have you met them? Have they touched your life personally?
Okay.
Oh,
You now
man.
have the big heart, the little hearts, and the pink polka dot box.
Let's do the big heart.
Big heart?
Big heart. We got a
Big
heart-shaped
heart.
box.
Big heart.
You are going to
Shout
drop
out.
that. Oh. Okay.
Fail.
There
You
was
broke my heart.
definitely a fumble there. Okay.
Fumble, penalty,
Okay.
lose
Let's
2
go.
points.
Let's go.
Okay. We open it up.
Down.
Grab the thing. We don't need the box. Open it up. And
So we got a story about Dustin from Thrice.
Oh my gosh.
Have you met him? Has he impacted your life personally? Is he an influence of yours?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, so Thrice in general was the band that got my brother and I into guitar playing. Like we knew when we heard them for the first time at a friend's house, we were like, we have to get good. And so seventh grade me committed myself to learning the sacred arts of shredding. And fast forward, when my brother was sick and we were going, like we had bought tickets to a Thrice show. It was my first time seeing them, but he'd seen them several times before. And so, do you know Levi the Poet?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So Levi, he mentioned that my brother and I were going to the show. He loosely knew Dustin, and so Dustin made sure that he got us free backstage passes for a meet and greet.
Huh.
And so I remember thinking like crap, like the meet and greet's happening downstairs. At the time, my brother was in a wheelchair, like we couldn't make it. And so what they ended up doing, Dustin and the rest of the guys, the whole venue set up a ramp to come like through the front door, pulled us around back, and we had our own personal meet and greet with Thrice for like 20 minutes.
Nice.
Like it was the coolest thing in the world. And like Dustin really he was so excited to like meet my brother and just get to chat with us. But like the fact that he found out about our story and he took the time to like meet with us personally, like that meant the world, man.
Man,
And so just yeah.
You are picking these boxes in the best order that could have ever happened.
Dude,
Like this is an
it's
awesome thing.
Okay. What's next?
I want to win so bad.
Right. Okay. So 4 and 5, we're just gonna read the names off and quickly give us an idea of why you picked them for the game. So in our pink polka dot box we have.
Okay.
Let's
One second,
go.
let me just get a drink of water.
What?
I need to get a drink of water.
Hydrate.
Right.
Let's go.
Dude, that was the phrase of audio feed for me. The kid from I shouldn't call him a kid. Oh, I'm trying to think of his name. The guy from Pocket Shot, I believe, said that
was it
off
Alan?
stage, and I'm like, oh my goodness. It wasn't Mikey. It's the guy with the dark hair and the glasses.
Or was it the lead vocalist?
Lead vocalist.
Because it was either Joey or Alan. Unless
I mean,
Jacob
so many
said
people at that festival, I can't remember anybody's name. I believe it was Alan.
Yeah.
Because I think
it sounds
Joey.
like an Alan thing. That's why,
Yeah, Joey's got longer hair, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The thing
Bum,
in
bum,
the
bum.
purple box. Actually, we don't need the purple box because
Goodness.
actually it's in my pocket. Magic.
Whoa. What's
It's
that behind your ear?
It's the first one is Kenny Vason or
Vasoli.
Vasoli?
Vasoli.
Yeah.
This
Wait, so what was the question?
Just quickly, why were they on your list of 5 people?
Oh, man. So, like, all throughout high school, the starting line acoustic Make Yourself at Home EP on a repeat.
Yep.
Like, on a repeat. Like, the whole bus ride home, I must have listened to it, like, 10 times over because it was just a short record. But yeah, like, dude's incredible. Like, most iconic, like, pop punk voice in my mind.
Nice. And the last person on your list. So these are the honorable mentions, kinda.
Oh, yeah.
Last person on your list. Do you
the
have
last
it?
person on our list is in this box. Just kidding, it's not in the box. It's actually inside of my headphones. Other magic.
Dude, you are killing it.
How did he do it?
The second one is Kenny Choi from Define Lovers Derby.
Daphne loves Derby.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, I'm bad.
It's a weird name if you've never seen it,
This is
I
why I
have-
wanted to do a podcast with a 10-year-old.
Dude,
it's
but you're
actually-
killing it, man. And the magic trick, I'm starting to wonder if you even did go to get water or if you set that up.
Oh, there
But we won't
was
tell the
there was
viewers
no
at home.
water. It was
We
all
won't tell the
dry.
viewers at home.
I do have water though.
He has one, but
Yeah, I mean it's good to stay hydrated.
anyway.
Stay hydrated,
So-
kids.
So our honorable mention, why was he on your list?
Kenny Choi from Daphne Loves Derby.
Yep.
Shout out! I have their album art tattooed on my arm.
Okay.
It's a whale skeleton. But so I found their CD on the bus freshman year of high school. Some poor sap lost a gold mine, and I kept it. No lost and found for this guy. But I listened to the CD, and I was like, at first, I was in that phase where I was like, these guys don't even scream. I was like, why would I ever listen to this? And then, like, I went through and just listened to it, and it changed my life. I was like, this is the best guitar playing songwriting I've ever heard.
All right. Well, we have less than a minute left on this part of the cast. We are going to play your next song, and it's going to be Letters.
3 times we've been to Texas since I learned the meaning of distance, meaning to tell you everything. The 4th time we came around, made plans to see you in your hometown. You made it better than I could have ever imagined. You are so much more than I ever the best of my abilities with a love that could never come from just me. That I promised.
Okay, so Letters. I actually really like this song. It is one of my favorite kept on hold songs. Is Letters Part 1, and there is a Part 2 out there that is also pretty delicious. Actually, at work today, I listened to the Dad Music Podcast playlist, and got you several more plays on several of your songs.
Yeah, we'll
Thank
earn
you.
like 2 cents.
Basically, every artist that comes on, we're going to add them to this playlist, and it's going to be a massive collaboration of art by the time it's
I
only
love
allow,
it.
They only allow 900 songs, I think.
Oh, if we last that long, like, I will gladly start another playlist. So, we've made it to episode 2 and episode 3 now, as already filmed. So we'll see if we get canceled before 4. But
Sure.
what are your thoughts on Letters Part 1? What's the story behind it?
Yeah, man. So that song was I actually wrote it about a time where I was like she was probably my first like serious girlfriend. And I was already touring at this point. Um, I remember being like really bummed out that uh, I was gonna be coming through, and she found out, or at least had told me that she couldn't make it to the fest or whatever, that we'd be able to see each other at. Um, but it turns out it was a ruse. It was not a water break. It was not a hydrate. She planted a surprise underneath her headphone, and the surprise was that she came out to the festival like 4 hours away from home, like booked the whole weekend, and just decided to like hang out with me. And so I remember thinking like, wow, this is like the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me, in gesture, and then yeah, just like somewhere along the line, like realized that we were just two different people headed in different directions, and though I wanted things to have panned out differently, like I was down for it, but it was also like it's okay, and just because it didn't, like, doesn't mean that I hate that friend or anything.
Right.
So it started out as like a hopeful thing, but then it became like a realization of like, hey, if not though, it's not the end of the world, and like just realizing that God still has a plan for the both of us.
Obviously.
Uh-oh. Oh. So he
All right.
caught wind of what you were doing while he was talking.
You
My
can take
bad.
off your thumb.
So letters part 2, is that about the same friendship relationship, or is that kind of a callback to that same one? I don't know. What's
So
the purpose
yeah.
between part 1, part 2?
It's really that. So I always had this in my head, is like there's a chorus I'm working on. I've been sitting on it for years, but uh, it just kind of refers to writing songs as if they're letters that I would never send to people.
Okay.
Writing songs as like a way of, let me tell everyone else in the world the truth about this, except for you directly.
Right.
And so, part two is really just, it's like where the story is at the moment.
Okay.
Like okay, part one,
Oh.
not a thing.
So
Part
it's kind
two,
of like. So it's kind of like maybe like a journal entry, but a song.
yeah.
Dude, that was like the deepest thing that you've ever said. I live with you, and but anyway.
I've known you your whole life.
Okay, now is your time to tell everybody where they can find you and what's next for Kept on Hold, and just everything that you need to know before you go and become a Kept on Hold fan.
So,
Oh,
shout
man.
out all the socials. Tell us about any tours, merch drops.
Oh my gosh.
Very nice.
Did you know that Zoom does that?
I did not, but
What?
that was awesome.
Does it work?
I don't know if it'll do yours because you're far away and I might disappear.
Yeah.
But
Or I've seen this one before.
oh, thumbs up. Now we're gonna spend the
man.
rest of the podcast.
No, this is perfect. Yeah, I think it's a setting that you have to change.
Nice.
But
Oh,
anyway,
is it
so-
the immersive option? Is that
it's something like that. I can't remember.
okay? That might be
We should
something to explore.
Yeah, we'll have
or
to
just
find it later
ban
on
completely.
for future episodes. If anyone's just trying to rock a little bit.
Yep.
But
I like how your body disappears. You're just
it's like it doesn't know that my shirt is part of my body.
a floating kept on hold head.
It's a floating. It's a floating head.
But anyway,
Yeah.
let's give you a chance to.
If you're
Floating
looking for
in.
me, everything can be found at just Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Everything is /kept on hold. Um, I have keptonhold.bandcamp.com. If you're looking for the deep lore discography that has not made it to Spotify, because they don't, it costs money to put things up, and if it doesn't like get enough streams, then they don't actually pay for it. So that's hard, but
I'm not thrilled with Spotify nowadays.
it's unfortunate.
We'll keep using it to make playlists and to support this podcast. I guess I shouldn't say I'm not a fan. I'll bleep that out too.
Yeah.
But
so there's that. You can check out over on pocketknifeagency.com.
okay.
You can check out our merch store, and so there's everything that I've ever made merch design wise is available there. Even some like old prints that I don't have in stock anymore, but they're all made to order if you're interested in that. And
Yeah.
I'm working on finishing up now, mind you, the many years late EP called What We Buried. And so that's full band. It's probably the heaviest songs I've ever written. And then after that, I'm working on probably the softest songs I've ever written. It'll be Tum Tum Sessions Part 3.
Okay.
Or Volume 3, rather.
I don't know why he gathered all of the boxes back up while he was listening.
You'll see.
Did you
Okay.
Did you Russian nesting doll them?
No,
They don't fit inside of each other. Anyway,
Don't test that.
yes, I did.
You gotta want it.
We can make them fit.
One of them could fit into one, but that's it. Anyway, now it's time for you to do like the outro to the podcast before we do our outro.
Yeah, why don't you hit our walk-off homer and kind of lead us off and tell us what anything you want to say. You have the floor. Just give us your 2 cents, 8 cents, dollar, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Well, so just like closing statements.
Yep, closing statements for the podcast, and we'll record our outro afterwards.
In summary,
I love that so much.
I'm so sorry.
We need to add that. We're adding that.
I just want to say that this has been an absolute pleasure. Like, you guys are so awesome. I love that you're doing this. And like, I mean, I love you guys in general, but man, I'm honored. I'm honored to be on for the Christmas episode. There's nothing more that I love than when a good joke plays out well, and I keep abusing that joke about Fine China being a Christmas song, and now it's finally made its way onto a Christmas episode for a podcast.
Well, there we go. That's what we're here for, is bad jokes. So
Yeah, that's right.
Bad jokes and dad jokes. There's another tagline for us.
Dude, I almost triggered it again. That's the problem. I do that instinctively, but now I'm going to be seeing like laser lights behind my head every time.
Yep. Like you're gonna be doing it in life, and then just automatically put your hands back down, thinking that lasers are gonna pop up behind you randomly. Like,
it's not even a Zoom call. How did he do that?
While you're on stage at worship. Oh, I can't do that. But
Dude.
Okay. Before we end the call,
I want to see what this build up is for.
Yeah.
Let's do a countdown before we end the call, and then do to our outro. Okay? Let's go. 3, 2,
This is gonna hurt.
1.
Wow, that happened.
Actually, the camera shake was perfect.
Well, it's because he threw a bunch of boxes at my laptop.
Oh.
But anyway,
I did not mean to hit the laptop.
We'll go ahead and at least cut the podcast right about here, sir. We definitely appreciate you being on. Everybody go find this guy and get him some likes and plays and tweets and pokes and everything else that these social media things do nowadays.
Man, thank you guys for having me. Seriously.
All right, and we're going to click it out. Boop. Thank you for joining us for the Dad Music Podcast. And again, thank you to our guest, Mr. Andrew Alojipan from Kept on Hold. Quinn, did you enjoy this one?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
All right, how's your Christmas season going?
Really good.
All right, let's get Mr. Andrew as many likes and shares and tweets and pokes and everything else that we can get him. Let's get him as many downloads and streams as possible. Again, join us for the Dad Music Podcast playlist on Spotify, where it features every artist that we have had on the show so far. And we threw all the boxes, but now they have made a return. Enjoy your gifts. Merry Christmas from the Dad Music Podcast.
Goodbye.
And click.